Illinoisans will pick a new U.S. Senator in 2026 after Illinois U.S. Senator Dick Durbin, the minority whip, second in command of the Democrats in the U.S. Senate, longtime senator and longtime congressman from Illinois, announcing he is not going to seek re-election. And that means that seat is going to be wide open. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. Go to thecentersquare.com and the Illinois page, and you'll see here Illinois officials react to news that Durbin will not seek re-election. Kevin Bessler putting this together for the Center Square yesterday. 80-year-old Durbin. He's from East St. Louis, lives in Springfield, though, when he's not in Washington, D.C. First elected to the U.S. House in 1982, a year before I was born, and served 7 terms there. He then was elected into the U.S. Senate, replacing Paul Simon in 1996, and has been there since. So clearly, a longtime congressman, somebody who's been integral to Democrat politics in Illinois, and he chaired the Judiciary Committee when the Democrats were in power in the Senate. He's the minority spokesperson now in that committee. Pretty influential committee. So here's some of what he had to say yesterday in a video, highly produced video, released on his social media campaigns.
The decision of whether to run for re-election has not been easy. I truly love the job of being United States Senator, but in my heart, I know it's time to pass the torch. So I'm announcing today that I will not be seeking re-election at the end of my term. The people of Illinois have honored me with this responsibility longer than anyone elected to the Senate in our state's history. I'm truly grateful. Right now, the challenges facing our country are historic and unprecedented. The threats to our democracy and way of life are very real, and I can assure you, I'll do everything in my power to fight for Illinois and the future of our country every day of my remaining time in the Senate. I've given over half of my life to House and Senate congressional service. I've always tried to stand up to power on behalf of the people of Illinois and our country. But none of it would have been possible without my wife, Loretta, our kids, Christine, Paul, and Jennifer, and my energetic and amazing grandchildren, as well as my extended family. They stood with me and accepted the demands of my public career. I've been blessed to have them, as well as the best Senate staff anyone could ask for. My Senate colleague, Tammy Duckworth, is a trusted friend and an effective leader. She'll be a real asset to Illinois and the nation as our state's senior senator. We're also fortunate to have a strong Democratic bench ready to serve. We need them now more than ever. To the Illinoisans who gave this kid from East St. Louis a chance to serve, thank you for supporting me through the words and actions over the years. Now that I have this announcement behind me, I need to get back to work.
So there's Durbin yesterday, again, a highly produced video with his message to Illinois voters that he's not seeking another term. That means it's an open seat, and Republicans, I'm sure, are going to line up to get the right candidate in there. Democrats lining their individuals up to get in there. One already tossing their hat in the ring. We'll get to that in a moment. And no, it was not Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. He was asked about this yesterday at a event over in Decatur, where he just said, hey, I'm going to reiterate the statement that he put out.
Yeah, for those of you who've been busy this morning, Senator Durbin announced his retirement at the end of his term. I really would just be reiterating what I said in the statement that I put out. Let's all recognize that someone serving us for decades in Washington, D.C., representing the state of Illinois with enormous integrity and honor, is something that we should all appreciate, no matter what political party anybody belongs to. And especially in this moment in Washington, where I feel like there aren't enough people who represent the courage and the genuine honesty that Dick Durbin has represented for us for all these years. But in this moment, to have somebody representing us means a great deal, and I just wanted to, I guess I'm reiterating something that I said in my statement, but I think it's so important for all of us to recognize. And there'll be time, for the next, 19 months or however many more months there are until the end of his term for us to honor him in even grander fashion But I think it's an important day to recognize great public servants.
And he says, of course, over the next 19 months, we're going to see a lot of names pop up. He was asked, Indicator, whether he plans to run for Senate, and he didn't really say, he would, and then asked if he would endorse somebody. He said that he wouldn't. So interesting to see who the first person, at least splashing on the news headlines as to who announced that they're running. Let's hear what Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton had to say. The governor's second in command here. She put out a video just a couple of hours ago on her Team Stratton YouTube page.
Since Donald Trump took power, it's been nonstop news, nonstop chaos, and nonstop crisis. And that's not by accident. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are trying to distract us, to create such a mess that we don't even know where to start. But in Washington, they're still doing the same old things they've always done. And that old playbook isn't working. I'm Juliana Stratton, the daughter of a teacher and a Navy veteran from the South Side of Chicago, and the proud mom of 4. My story isn't the story of a typical senator. Then again, typical isn't what we need right now. My journey to public service was inspired by serving as the primary caregiver for my mom when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Bruce Rauner was trying to cut health care for seniors like her, so I decided to run for state representative, and I won. When I got to Springfield, I brought the voices of working families with me, and when J.B. Pritzker asked me to be his lieutenant governor, we got to work to improve the lives of people across Illinois. We raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour, created thousands of jobs with the largest infrastructure investment in state history, passed some of the strongest gun safety laws in the country, and enshrined abortion rights into law, making Illinois a safe haven and protecting the rights of women. And while Trump and Republicans in D.C. have proposed cutting nearly $1 trillion in health care, in Illinois, we've wiped away medical debt. While their reckless tariffs make prices skyrocket, we've eliminated the grocery tax for families across Illinois. They like to talk. We've actually gotten things done. Now I'm running for Senate because the only way out of this mess is to bring new energy, new voices, and new leaders who understand the lives of working people.
All right,
Join
so
our campaign.
You get it there. All right, she's announcing she's running for U.S. Senate, and that makes it interesting for if Governor J.B. Pritzker announces a run for a third term in 2026. So, I mean, the political timelines here are actually kind of fascinating, right? Here we are in 2025. You've got the 2026 election coming up. We're going to start seeing people running for primaries with an open U.S. Senate seat and a governor election as well. Will Pritzker announce he's running for a third term in 2026? And what does that mean if his lieutenant governor is looking to be the next U.S. senator? So is Pritzker going to have to bring on a new lieutenant governor candidate to run with him in 2026? And all the speculation about is Pritzker lining himself up to run for president in 2028. So those are the Democrats, right? Of course, Durbin being a Democrat, and just because he's a Democrat doesn't mean you can't get a Republican to be a U.S. senator. Some are speculating that a statement put out by Darren LaHood's campaign office seems to indicate maybe some intentions to run. Let's see what his campaign office put out here. It says that Senator Durbin's retirement was long overdue. For decades, Illinoisans have known him as the face of Washington dysfunction. Goes on to say, Durbin pushing liberal policies that have made life more expensive, our border less secure, and our streets less safe. Goes on to say, while we wish him well in retirement, LaHood's office, and LaHood being a Republican U.S. congressman from Peoria, Illinoisans are ready to turn the page. Voters are tired of out-of-touch liberal policies that have failed working families and prioritize illegal immigrants and far-left ideological agendas over hardworking American taxpayers. Congressman LaHood has earned strong support from voters across the 34 counties he represented in Congress, winning each election by overwhelming margins. He's championed impactful economic growth policies, been a leader in strengthening our national security against growing threats like China and Iran. His leadership has consistently driven strong financial backing, resulting in nearly $6 million in cash on hand at the end of last quarter. As the 2026 election approaches, Congressman LaHood remains focused on delivering conservative leadership for all Illinoisans that offers a clear alternative to the failed liberal policies driving families and businesses out of Illinois. So that is, again, a statement from Congressman Darren LaHood and his campaign office. And is an indication that he's going to be running for U.S. Senate now that that Senate seat is open. Clearly, a lot more to be said about all of this, and we'll be watching it here for Illinois in Focus Daily. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, wake up with us each and every weekday morning here with the Center Square on YouTube.